next up then, there is something which is, this is such a funny one because it is totally not going to have the impact that I think Blizzard wants it to have.
Yes.
And we think that this is something they are doing to combat botting.
Boosting and botting.
Or not booting, what am I talking about? Boosting, yes.
Yeah, boosting.
Yeah, they both begin with B. So
yeah, and they're both awful.
yeah, basically, right, boosting's really messing up PvP. Like, if you're sitting there at a low bracket, or like a low rating, there's a pretty high chance that you're going to go up against a total noob like yourself, and then some just tricked out god who's going to destroy you.
Yeah, some Giga chat will be there with, full PvP gear, playing an Arms Warrior, comes in, execute, Immortal Strike, execute, dead. Nice.
Yeah,
Welcome
and that's just not fun.
Yeah.
And of course, boosting is really kicked off in this expansion because, well, the PvP gearing system's good, so people got a big reason to boost.
Yep.
And that basically just takes down what PvP is, right? It's not great. So what they're doing is they're making it so that if you want to upgrade your PvP gear to whatever item level you want, you need to have won a match at the required rating in that week. And the thought there is if somebody boosts their way up to 1800, but then can't actually win a match at 1800 by themselves, oh dear, they are now they're now screwed. So why would you boost? To which I'd say, does that not actually just create repeat business for boosters? Because in the past, somebody would boost up to a particular rating that would unlock gear upgrades to that item level, and then they would get their conquest via other means that are not tied to winning rated PvP. And you can get quite a lot of conquest in that manner. So you would think that this would actually cut out that gameplay, but no. All it means is whenever that person gets their boost all the way up to that item level, or that rating to unlock that item level, oh, well, they want to upgrade their gear? Well, now they got to buy another boost. So is it just creating loads of repeat business for boosters?
It almost certainly is. I mean, that was Dakard's immediate thought, and obviously that's it. It's, maybe not every week, but as soon as you have the conquest or have the peace upgrade, you go, oh, all right, well, you've got them on speed dial. Wherever it is, you're like, hello, booster, yes, please, I'll have one tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Give us a win. Cheers, thank you. And that's like, whatever, couple thousand gold, 10, 20, I don't know how much boost costs. I haven't bought one, so I'm going to be ignorant there, but it doesn't accomplish what they wanted to accomplish unless we're wrong on what we want, what we think they want.
But my initial reaction to this was actually a little bit different, which it essentially was, well, like, yeah, if you get lucky and get up to 1800 rating, well, you're just going to sit there forever. Yeah. That's going to be that. It kind of messes up the incentives because, of course, the gear is, the gear is upgraded with, with honor, right? So, yeah, not ideal that you can just unlock that item level upgrade threshold and then just farm honor forever. And sure, you'll slowly get conquest that you can put into gear, but you can also get gear from your weekly box. I guess, right? So it's just seemed to me like it is a bit ridiculous that somebody can just park at a certain rating, not actually engage with that system, but just sit there and get the rewards from it in a way, in terms of the upgrading via honor. So that's an issue that I thought about it. I mean, it's weird. If they wanted to change the boosting stuff, could they just not, like, I think C-Merc thinks this too. Basically just some sort of cap on internal MMR decay.
Yeah,
because, like, your rating is, like, your public-facing MMR, but what if there is a private MMR, like the actual hidden MMR, which loads of games that have got MMR systems do have that. They separate basically your skill rank, or your internal skill rating from your actual, score or whatever, because sometimes those things have got to accomplish slightly different goals in an overall design. Yeah, so you would wonder why they just wouldn't do that to cut out boosting. Because actually another thing too, they made it so that the vicious, like it's a spider next time round, but the vicious mount is only requiring a 1000 rating instead of 1400. And I believe their clarification to Wowhead said that now it's because they think that 1000 is commensurate with their intended difficulty. So is that essentially Blizzard saying that, yeah, 1400 right now with all this boosting and stuff going on is actually harder than it was when there was less boosting going on? Which it undoubtedly is.
Yeah, as long as they don't roll that going on in the future. So thousands now, they've just changed the MMR brackets for that particularly. But it is really frustrating because we can see so many solutions to the problem that everyone else has already implemented. But then you go over, you're like, why do you allow boosting to exist when the blueprint for solving it is elsewhere? And it's like, I can see the kind of reasons where, I mean, I guess, well, there's one thing that I literally just thought of. Maybe boosting is better than account sharing as far as they're concerned. So they expect it to happen either way. So they're like, whatever, we'll just have it. We'll allow the legal version instead of getting the illegal version through. But it's also like, they don't want people, at least this is what I think. I think they don't want people to fall back down. Or they don't want people to not be able to fall back down. They want it to be an active thing where everyone's shifting around all the time. But I believe League gets around that by having like soft seasonal shifts and resets all the time.
Okay, right.
But then I think they do the most of that on a yearly basis, which wouldn't work here, obviously. But it's like, I feel like it's because they want people to not coast when they get up there, which obviously this solves that problem. You're no longer coasting if you get up to 1800.
Yeah.
But the problem is, there's no I guess they want the fear of losing in, I think, which is
and
the problem.
I think a bit of that's fine.
Yeah.
Like whenever I was like playing StarCraft 2, yeah, the fear of losing and like my MMR goes down and all of that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of dropping into gold is big. So yeah, I don't know. It seems weird. I don't like boosting. It's just one of those weird social problems where it's like, for me, it's really challenging because what Arena is trying to do is just to be this like game within a game, and I think that's how a lot of people engage with it. But it's like, it's also an MMORPG, and having a player economy where somebody can sell a service to somebody else, I think is a genuinely good, healthy thing to do.
Yes, of course.
But it just becomes so much of a problem where then the ability to do that kind of completely messes up. I don't want to say the integrity of PvP, but it does mess up what a rating means. It does mess up the brackets. And I think it messes it up in a way that impacts your average player who might want to dabble in it. That's more than it impacts the people, who are just sitting there at 1800 rating plus all of the time.
Yeah, that's basically everything. Everything I've seen around PvP from the kind of, not the casual perspectives in the actual casual player who doesn't super engage with the community, but the player who wanted to get into PvP this expansion because of the gearing, or the people who are like, not very good at it, or, I'm honestly terrible at PvP despite dabbling in it every couple of years. I'm terrible at it. And I want nothing to do with it because every time I'm like, okay, I'll go spend an evening with one of my friends. We'll hop into it's a suboptimal comp because we're not going to roll a different character just for PvP. I mean, I'm talking about a shit because I'm playing Holy Paladin, but like Nikki, for example, would Nikki ever want to be a Demon Hunter in today's comp? I imagine not, but like hopping in there, we would just get wrecked.
Well, basically, it brings a level of power and stuff to those lower brackets that Blizzard would never intend to be there, because I guess it would be a little bit like, say, in StarCraft 2, if there was an incentive for a Masters player to somehow de-rank themselves to gold. Well, for all of the time that Masters player is floating around gold, it basically ruins the actual Gold League experience, which is supposed to be where people of a similar skill level are fighting against each other and getting better. So it is it's a tricky one for Blizzard to solve. I can understand them being a bit worried about doing like an internal MMR based solution. Maybe they just don't have that system set up and that's why they can't do it, and maybe why they're trying something like this. But not ideal. It's just one of those things going on. The idea of doing Arms Warrior PvP to me seems kind of exciting, just because I've watched PLAV so much every now and then that even just the idea of running in a warrior and doing some PvP is like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I want to do that. I want to have a big sword and hit a big arms warrior button and kill somebody. That seems really exciting. So yeah, if there is some boosting I've got to push through to get that, yeah, sure thing, but not really ideal.
Yeah, I think you may be underestimating how awful it is. A little bit, but
I've not done this. I've not really hopped into Arena since we did it, and we did it super early into this X pack, so I have no idea what the boosting situation is like in 2v2s now.
PvP is not a good place to be. Not
Really?
a good place to be.
So it is that bad.
Like, some of it is because I wasn't playing optimal comp, so I wasn't coming in with like optimal gear or anything, but definitely it felt like every evening I was playing, and I mean I've heard the same from other people. It's just no, you're not playing against anyone with comparable skill. It feels like a noob stomp, and that's what it felt like. And if it feels like that, if it's enough to offset your actual growth, so if you're getting like a 50-50 percentage rating because you're in around that, maybe you're bumping that to 52%. So you're kind of slowly rising. All it takes is 2% to keep you completely locked. 2% of your things need to be against someone who's irregularly in there, and suddenly you're not going up anymore. You're hard locked somewhere because someone is artificially keeping you down.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like as soon as it was it me and I think it was John and I were doing a decent bit. I might be completely making this up because I don't remember anything from December or January, but I remember hitting like a really, really low soft wall and going, this feels like I should be at least this and have been roughly there in the past. Why am I completely like, it's like feeling like I'm kind of stuck in silver in League of Legends despite being a gold player. That's the kind of vibe I got from it. Like, what's going on? There's no way. I'm not as good as these enemy players. I shouldn't be here with them. That was the entire vibe.
Gotcha. Yeah, so interesting PvP. I hope they get it right because what they've done with PvP gearing has been basically great in this expansion. I've been super happy about it. Like, just the experience of seeing people be excited about BGs again was, like, honestly, like, kind of inspiring. Like, it got me really hyped and excited. So yeah, I'm gonna hop into PvP if it is possible, time and stuff permitting in 9.1, and really try to give it a good shot. I hope it goes well. I hope that I don't run into some weird boosting wall. But yeah, so there's that for PvP.
Let me just get one last thing in because the PvP talents, I would like to highlight the most recent PvP talents that we've seen on PTR are fucking fantastic. They are so good.
Yeah, we've not really dove into them, but I have seen people talk about them being like really well designed.
They're basically what is it? Me and John were talking about them a little bit, and we basically said these feel like League of Legends ults.
Whoa!
Like there's maybe not ults all the time, but like
God.
Frost Mage is Ice Wall that blocks line of sight and has 40% of its max HP. 40% max or current, but it's a line of sight blocking wall. There's the Warlock teleport.
Yeah.
Which is Ryze's ult from League, basically, where they put a big circle down. After a couple seconds, everyone in that circle gets teleported to their demonic circle.
That's really cool.
Those abilities are so cool. They may not like numerically compete for like arena or something, but you can imagine, like, you can immediately see, oh, holy shit, we've got, like, these abilities have loads of potential in really fun battleground situations. You can imagine potential, and that's
exciting.
They're making PvP better, it seems, at least on that front. So all they have to do is solve a couple of really annoying problems, and off we are to the races.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, that's another reason to be excited about PvP in the future. So, good stuff.